I also want to bring up, in addition to now he's escalating, I guess, a war on transgender athletes.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Don't Say Gay bill is awaiting his signature. I've been covering it the last few days. I wanted to bring up something Joe Rogan said, because he's got major influence.
Yeah.
11 million podcast listeners. I don't know if he read the bill. I doubt it. But he said,
like this "Don't Say Gay" thing in Florida. When I heard that, I was like, "What? What are they saying? You can't say gay? Is that really what's going on?" It turns out that's not what it is.
Yeah.
It's not what it is at all. What it is ages. It's first through third grade. They're saying you're not supposed to talk about sexual orientation, gender orientation, or sexual proclivity, or you know what you're interested in.
Yeah.
They said you should just teach math and science and history to little kids.
Yeah, just let the toddlers be toddlers, and then you can start ramping up your instruction.
You know, and people are opposed to that. But it's like, listen, your teachers are not supposed to be the people that explain gender to a fucking 7-year-old.
Yeah.
It's just, and who are these teachers? And how do you know what their perspective is? Are they intelligent about it? Are they trying to indoctrinate the child to any particular point of view, whether it's pro-transgender or anti-transgender or anti-gay or pro-gay? They shouldn't have any say at all when you're talking to a 7-year-old kid. I mean, I feel like that is the job of the parents.
Yeah.
That's the job. I mean,
and you hope the parents are doing it, but you know,
kids,
I have strong thoughts on that, but I wanted to ask you because, for better or worse, when he weighs into these things, it influences.
It does. So first of all, it's not even accurate. His depiction of the bill is not accurate. It is not only K to third grade, but then it has the word "or" in it. And honestly, if it was just kindergarten or third grade, I feel like there could have been, less outrage around that, because we could try to work with the bill sponsor to see if there was a way to ensure that at least there's protections for kid conversations around these topics. But the word "or" is in the bill. I don't care how many times these hyper-conservative voices want to ignore that. The word "or" is in the bill, and it says, "or whenever not deemed age appropriate." That is not even defined, meaning that the Department of Education, which already removed anti-LGBTQ plus bullying curriculum from their website in December of 2021, would be the ones to decide when is it age appropriate to acknowledge that LGBTQ plus people exist. And keep in mind that we've made such progress in academic settings around non-discrimination policies, which this one is clearly in the face of that. And we've also have to address the high suicide rates among our young people, which is 4 times worse for children who identify as LGBTQ+. And
I'll just say, I spoke with 3 LGBTQ students yesterday. I was pretty surprised. Each one of them told me they're on antidepressants, and their friends are either on antidepressants or suicidal. And this is before this bill.
Yeah. Well, we also cannot ignore the comments made by the bill sponsors and those who support this bill in explicitly saying that children identify as LGBTQ+ because it's what celebrities are doing, in saying that gay is not permanent, in saying that this is not called the Don't Say Gay bill, this is called the Don't Turn My Son Into a Girl bill. Like, these are verbatim comments coming from the right about this bill. And when I was questioning the bill sponsor on the House floor, and he kept saying this is, it's all about parents having a choice. And I said, do parents get to choose if their kid is gay? And I was stopped by the speaker. I was told the question wasn't relevant to the bill. Mm-hmm. And so I rephrased it and tried to get him to answer it. But like that's the gut punch moment for me, because they literally don't think kids are actually gay. Like, they think that it's because an inclusive school or a cool teacher inspires them to make this decision. And why would a child make a decision that arguably makes their life harder? Mm-hmm. And I just cannot get over that. And so it's shameful for folks to provide what is a myopic interpretation of the bill, because it's deceitful to what really is its impact.
Well, I'm assuming Joe Rogan did not read those the sponsors of the bill's comments, because one of the sponsors also equated same-sex parents to child abuse too.
Correct. Oh yeah, and the governor's office has called it groomers, and saying that those who oppose the bill are pro-groomer. I mean, it's unreal. It's unreal. And the reality is that Florida already has really strict and conservative guidelines on sex ed to begin with. Sex ed is even mandated in Florida schools. And if you do teach it, it has to be abstinence emphasized. It has to be posted on your school district's website, and parents can opt out. And so it's very, very conservative already. And there is no conversation of sexual activity happening in K-3. And when we brought up an amendment, when a Republican filed an amendment to change the language from sexual orientation and gender identity to sexual activity, it was denied. And the Republican sponsors said that would gut the purpose of the bill, because the purpose of the bill is to target and attack and harass and belittle and erase LGBTQ plus identity. It's not about sexual activity.
Thanks for watching, and make sure to tune in to Status Coup's daily live stream Monday through Thursday at 5 o'clock Eastern Time and Fridays at 4 o'clock Eastern Time.